So Climate Assembly UK was a citizens' assembly on climate change. Since Chandrima mentioned this as an approach to climate strategy. So this was commissioned by the UK Parliament, and it was a gathering of 108 citizens who were selected to be representative of the country as a whole in terms of demographics. And for those of you in the UK, there's a film that the BBC have just put on iPlayer, which is a really good description of the process, and also a bit of a tearjerker as well. So I'd really recommend watching that. It's a good watch. For those of you outside the UK, I'm sorry, but there is a short clip on the Climate Assembly website. So these 108 people came together from all over the country, heard evidence on climate from experts, talked to each other about possible solutions, and then published their recommendations to Parliament and to government. And I mean, it was really detailed. So this is the full report of the findings, and as you can see, it's absolutely vast. So we had citizen views there on everything from transport, car taxes, through to flying, land use, the whole thing. So you'll be pleased to know I'm not going to tell you all the findings, but do have a look. But I wanted to stress some of the things that came up time and time again in citizens' discussions and recommendations, because they're really key to this debate. The first is, and to echo a lot of the conversations that have gone on already today, that it's absolutely crucial to have an upfront and honest dialogue about climate change, both about the problems we face and also about how we can tackle this together. And the Climate Assembly members felt a bit frustrated that for some of them, this was the first time they'd taken part in a climate conversation, and they felt very privileged to be part of that and couldn't believe that this discussion wasn't going on all the time all around the country. Fairness was also something that was really important to them, and lots of discussions in assemblies about what fairness meant and how you could make sure that people didn't lose out on the low carbon transition. And lastly, something that came through really strongly was the need for leadership from government. And this idea that, it absolutely shouldn't be left to individuals just to kind of try their hardest to do the right thing, that we need a collective solution to this. We need to think of approaches at the community level, at the governmental level, and not just as individual consumers. So what I really learned above all from being part of this work, and what I'm now taking into my future work, is that I think it's wrong to think of this all in terms of climate engagement, all in terms of outreach or changing minds, trying to get more and more people on board. I absolutely hate the phrase that gets used a lot by politicians, taking the people with us. Because, frankly, it's not like the politicians have been getting it right, is it? There's a huge collective political failure on climate change. I hope that's turning, but politicians are in no position to lecture to people about what needs to be done on climate. So more importantly for me, engagement is about understanding people's lived experience, understanding the circumstances of their lives, understanding their views and values, and working out how, starting from there, you can actually develop a climate strategy that does appeal to people and that naturally includes them. And so coming on to my second point, I think the most crucial thing now is to think really hard about how we reach people who wouldn't self-select to participate in, debates labelled climate, those who wouldn't enter a door with a sign on it saying climate meeting here. And, above all, I really don't think this is about evangelism. It's about understanding and respecting the views and values and lived experience of those people, and working out how climate strategy can be inclusive to their outlook and their needs.